The Upside Down is one of the most mysterious concepts in Stranger Things. Even though we've accepted it as it was presented to us, we don't know much about it. No one knows how it works or why it's a complete mirror of Hawkins. But according to one theory, the whole thing might just be one big lie. If you're confused, don't worry. We're gonna explain it all in this video, so let's get into it. First up, everything we knew was a lie. When Vecna's real origin was revealed in Season 4, people realized everything we knew about him was a complete lie. Like, we knew he was bad and all, but no one knew that's how he grew up. The Upside Down has been shown as a painfully gloomy world since its initial appearance in Season 1. Stranger Things reality is thought to be the source of all evil by the Duffer Brothers. However, in the Season 4 finale, Chapter 9, The Piggyback, Vecna explains the situation. The Upside Down is described as a place unspoiled by mankind, by Vecna. But it seems like he's the one that's polluting the Upside Down himself. Vecna is revealed as a potential new antagonist in Stranger Things' 4th season. Viewers who binge-watched the show will probably realize that Vecna's roots can be traced back to his time with a young Eleven at the hidden Hawkins lab in 1979. Vecna, formerly known as Henry Creel, monitored Eleven as she learned to manage her telepathic abilities in the lab. The audience is finally given answers about how Vecna and the Upside Down came to be in the sequence of flashbacks. His secret is that he's also number 1 and has the capacity to absorb others. It's also plausible that the Upside Down was never naturally this ugly, but that Vecna's own nature was the source of the pollution in the first place. Up next, Vecna's origin and the Upside Down. There's a theory that the Upside Down's current state is actually a reflection of Vecna's time there. The Upside Down's devastation is just a reflection of Vecna's time there. As a child, Henry had an evil desire to harm people, as revealed in Chapter 7, The Massacre at Hawkins' Lab. Before being hospitalized at the Hawkins lab, he murdered his sister and mother, then blamed his own father for his childhood sins. He'd always been a bad apple, but things got worse since he was put at the Hawkins lab. Dr. Brenner's choice to implant a dampening chip in Henry's neck to control his psychic talents was a clear indicator that Henry's character was already out of control. The Upside Down has been described as a hive mind. The entire dimension shares the same consciousness. Henry's presence in the Upside Down might have altered the realm itself. If the Upside Down was truly unspoiled by mankind, it would be plausible to assume that Henry's entrance ruined everything. We literally saw him kill the whole staff and children, except for Dr. Brenner, after he gets Eleven into removing his chip. Eleven defeats him in a psychic battle where her final attack binds Henry to the wall, overpowering him to the point where his body disintegrates. Somehow this opened a portal to the Upside Down where Henry, aka Vecna, went. Vecna uses his skills in the Upside Down to mold and tap into the Mind Flayer, which is what we think allowed him to tap into the Hive Mind network. If Vecna's able to get into the Hive Mind, the Upside Down could be tainted by the evil incarnate that Vecna is. Not to mention, the Upside Down, a glimpse of hell. In the first season, as Eleven is harnessing her psychic powers in the Hawkins lab, she accidentally contacts a Demogorgon from another realm, opening up a doorway. The dimension of the Demogorgon emerges called the Upside Down. Stranger Things Upside Down is a parallel universe that appears to replicate Hawkins and presumably the rest of the world, but in a much more dry and twisted form. There are barren wastelands with weird animals roaming around and no clear detailed explanation for how this place even exists. Dustin believes the Upside Down has existed for millions of years. Aside from these unsolved mysteries, the Upside Down is clearly a literal hell. Also, the truth about Vecna. Stranger Things 4 depicts Vecna as a strong and dangerous villain, keeping his Dungeons & Dragons title and status as the God of Secrets. The series has a habit of referencing both niche and broader pop culture lore, most notably with the villains' names. Dustin, Will, Mike, and Lucas are passionate Dungeons & Dragons players, as we've seen by their campaign in Stranger Things 1. When eerie incidents in Hawkins match the plots of the game's antagonists, the unlikely heroes begin naming their enemies after old enemies. Monsters from Dungeons & Dragons have previously appeared in Stranger Things. Season 1 introduces the Demogorgon, and Season 2's main antagonist is the Mind Flayer. Both have names that are similar to the characters from the famous RPG. The important revelation in Season 4 that Vecna was secretly behind all these monsters showing up puts the man in a more commanding position. For a bunch of reasons, including the secrets surrounding his victims, Vecna's Dungeons & Dragons title as the God of Secrets is a suitable choice in Stranger Things. But why? Well, let's take a look at a few reasons why. Coming up, Vecna's got a method to the madness. In Season 4, Vecna managed to claim 3 of his 4 chosen victims, using their secrets against them with his curse. Chrissy Cunningham was his top pick, followed by Fred Benson and Patrick McKinney. Max Mayfield is his 4th target, and while Eleven might just have temporarily freed her friend, it looks like Max is still Vecna's prisoner in the Upside Down. The curse's recurring theme is that Vecna's victims have unresolved trauma that manifests as visions. Vecna's victims help him to open a series of portals to the Upside Down by combining their strength to form a bigger gate. There's also a strong relationship between his victims that is related to the title as the God of Secrets. Vecna actually shares unresolved family trauma with Chrissy and Patrick, 2 of his victims. Chrissy is bullied by her mother, which causes her to be self-conscious about her body image. Patrick's father was also similar and harsh, which had a lasting influence on his son. While Fred's upbringing is not ruined by his family troubles, he still suffers the emotional burden of being involved in a deadly car accident. Although Vecna is unable to totally capture Max, he takes advantage of Max's grief at the murder of her brother Billy. In Stranger Things Season 4, Vecna picks traumatized teenagers as his victims, revealing not just their secrets, but also his own. Turns out Vecna's name might point to something. In Season 4, before Vecna's identity was revealed as Henry Creel, he was actually pretty nice to Eleven, but obviously that was all an act because he later betrayed her after she helped him free from the chip in his neck. The revelation that Eleven accidentally created the evil she would eventually face is pretty terrifying and explains why Vecna wants vengeance. Vecna's dark background, along with Eleven's reluctance to kill Vecna in Stranger Things Season 4, works well for a dramatic rematch in Stranger Things Season 5. Next, Vecna is in control of everything. Vecna has full control of the Upside Down. In his goal for vengeance against Eleven, he also takes control of the other named antagonists from Stranger Things. Vecna takes over the Demogorgon, capturing Will Byers and preying on Nancy Wheeler's friend Barb Holland. Vecna also commands the Mind Flayer, a towering entity who killed Max's brother Billy and attempted to take over Hawkins through Will. While Eleven is capable of defeating Vecna's other D&D-inspired minions, she isn't able to stop them entirely. Given their parallels and abilities, Eleven forms the ideal foil for Vecna. But one big difference between Eleven and Vecna's capabilities might be the key to the villain's downfall. Finally, Vecna is Eleven's kryptonite. Stranger Things explores the costs of power, with a focus on Eleven and Vecna. With the accidental birth of the Upside Down, Eleven's powers are released. She then accepts the change and poses to use her skills for good in order to help her friends and family. On the other hand, Vecna uses fear, rage, and trauma to access the root of his abilities. Vecna's teenage targets and their related frustration are linked to his own terrible history when he discovered his talents. Henry murders his mother and sister, blinds his father, and nearly kills himself. He freed his own guilt and humiliation by looking for victims with similar secrets. While Vecna gains power from people who are at a disadvantage, Eleven gains strength from a place of agency and unity. Stranger Things Season 5 will put Eleven's strong relationship with her new Hawkins family to the test, as the Hellfire Club and others try to win against the evil and mysterious Vecna. That's a wrap for today's video. What do you think is the real truth behind the Upside Down? Make sure to let us know in the comments down below. As always, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and click the subscribe button for more videos like this one. We'll see you next time.